All right, welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. This is SA Today on SABC News with me, Floyd Shivambu. Of course, we've been getting, just before the break, a lot of reaction from different political parties regarding the passing today of Minister in the Presidency, Jackson Mthembu. Of course, a lot of memories being shared about him, even from political opponents. Just before the break, we spoke to EFF Plus's Peter Groenewald, who said he'll remember him as someone who was always friendly, always respected other people, and that he was somebody who, even if they disagreed politically, but certainly someone who treated everybody with respect. And also, we'd heard earlier on from his colleague, Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, Jesu Duarte, talking about the fact that it will be so difficult to replace him, that they love him, and that he is someone who worked hard and defended ANC values. Interestingly, the EFF Plus sharing similar views in the fact that this is someone who worked so hard. Some of us might have been unaware about the fact that every day he commuted from Joburg to Witbank, to and back for work. And we heard, of course, from some of the clips there, that always on time. So really somebody with some great values there that have been spoken about and shared, and will continue to get more reaction throughout. Well, the EFF's Floyd Shivambu sent his condolences.
Freedom fighters send our heartfelt and deepest condolences to the family, to the friends, and to the colleagues of Minister Jackson Mthembu. We send our condolences to the ANC, the organization he comes from. We send our condolences to the people of Emalahleni municipality, to the people of Nkangala district, to the people of Mpumalanga province where he came from. We also want to state that Minister Mthembu was amongst the very few incorruptible leaders in government. He was one of the most dedicated and principled political leaders. He was not always blown by the wind. He always stuck to principle. We are not saying all of these things because Minister Mthembu has passed away. We worked with him very well when he was the chief whip of the majority party, and under his guidance of the ANC Parliamentary Majority Caucus, we were able to build a consensus amongst black political parties to pass a resolution that we must amend Section 25 of the Constitution to allow for expropriation of land without compensation. So amongst his legacies is the fact that South Africa is going to expropriate land without compensation. We say to Minister Mthembu that may your soul rest in perfect peace.
All right, that is a reaction from the EFF, and as we said, we do continue with reaction on a very sad news story breaking in the last hour, the passing of Minister in the Presidency, Jackson Mthembu. We have DA leader John Steenhuisen joining us now on the line. Mr. Steenhuisen, a very good afternoon to you, my best friend, apparently.
Not a good afternoon at all.
Yeah.
This is devastating news for all of us and for South Africa.
Yeah. What is your message at this time to his family, to his comrades? I mean, I'm sure you spent many times, in Parliament with Mr. Mthembu. What do you have to say to those today who will be so deeply saddened, whether it's his family, whether it's his comrades? What is your message?
It's very hard to comfort people at this particular time, particularly when somebody of this stature and this nature passes. It's difficult to put into words exactly what we feel at this time, but on a personal level, I'm devastated.
Yeah.
But also on a professional level, I'm deeply saddened because South Africa needs Jackson Mthembu now more than it's ever needed him before.
Yeah.
And this is a massive blow to the country. And hugely sad to obviously his family and his friends to whom we send condolences, and his colleagues in his own party. But we're all losers as a result of this. This is a man who was a larger-than-life figure and a true patriot who always puts his duty to the country, even often ahead of his own party's interests. And that's a sign of remarkable bravery in somebody in politics.
Yeah. You know, we were talking to the EFF Plus, Peter Groenewald, just before we spoke to you, and it was so interesting that someone, you know, who'd be generally seen as like a political opponent would say things like, you know, Jackson Mthembu was someone who was always friendly, respected other people, whether or not you agreed politically or not, even saying that, you know, Jackson Mthembu was someone who was very hardworking, and certainly that's so interesting to get that from what we perceive, of course, as a political a foe, you know. I mean, you're sort of in the same position. One would assume you were political enemies, political foes, or political opponents, so to speak, you know, Mr. Stevenson. And I wonder if you share that sort of sentiment that was shared with us by Peter Groenewald this afternoon. Oh, unfortunately, we lost Mr. Stevenson, but we'll certainly try to get back to him on the line. There was something wrong with that line. All right. We continue to, of course, pay tribute to Minister Jackson Mthembu. We'll continue to do so after the break as we get more and more reaction. Let's take a short break. Do stay with us.